So, a while back, one of my supervisors was hanging out close to my register. He was conversing with someone else, and somehow I heard the comment that my supervisor made. I'm not sure how this conversation began because a conversation that I'm not actively a part of or have not been invited to, I don't eavesdrop. It's not pertaining to me, so why would I do that? So I didn't catch the beginning of it. But what I did catch was the best part that I decided to jot down because I felt like one day it was going to be helpful for me to expand on something or turn it into a topic. And I think tonight I pieced it together. My supervisor was talking about Jesus with this guy. He said about Jesus, "Thanks, bro. I mean, I didn't ask for it, but thanks for dying for me." And then the way he said it, it was hilarious because I never associated him as a religious person. But I thought that hearing that did something to me, but I couldn't quite piece it together. And this is where tonight becomes relevant. Tonight, I had a thought about moments in which people reproach for whatever reason. And I have experienced that a lot. Say, I may do something, it's fine. Other times, I may not do something, it may not be fine, vice versa, whatever it is. But sometimes some people have a nasty habit of reproaching you for things, especially if you do something for me that I didn't ask for, and then you bring up the fact that you did something for me that I didn't ask for. Therefore, it's almost like I'm indebted to you because you did something for me, even though I didn't ask for that. Remember, you're reproaching me. It got me thinking, is it bad when someone does something for you, someone does things for you, and you think that there's no commitment there, there's not a debt? This person did something for you that you did not ask them to do, but now they're starting to say to you, "Do you remember what I did for you? Remember, I didn't ask for it." How is that a debt? How is that something? I feel like that's, in a sense, a manipulation tactic because even if you do something for me and I end up accepting it, it's because, hey, if you're doing something or offering to and I can benefit from it, why not? Sometimes I can afford to turn it down. Sometimes I don't feel like turning it down, or sometimes I cannot turn it down because it's something nice. But sometimes I just legit want to turn it down. Other times I legit don't want to turn it down. If you're offering something and expecting something in return, how is that not toxic? How is that not manipulative? How does that relate to my supervisor's original commentary? It's, imagine if someone does something for you and they describe it as, "I sacrificed myself for you." Remember, you did not ask for any of that. None of that effort. This is someone possibly doing that because maybe they wanted to leave an impression or they wanted to have a sense of you owing them something. Why is that? Where does that come from? I look at it as a bad thing. You guys may not agree, but I think that it has the potential of being a bad thing because, again, why would you do something or offer something if you're going to use it against the person later? If you're going to reproach the person for it down the line? That's nasty, that's gross, that's disgusting. Personally, the only time I sound like I'm reproaching is when I'm trying to illustrate something, but it's actually not a reproach. Sometimes I go like, "Hey, just so you know, the actions that I have taken have been in an effort to be supportive, but I never asked anything in return for that. I never even asked to be thanked for that, to be celebrated for that, to be recognized for that. So why would you do that to me? Why would you do something and then I'm like indifferent or whatever impact it may or may not have on me? Why does that offend you? This was your idea. This was your action. This came from you, not from me." From a religious perspective, I'm not sitting here trying to dismiss or belittle the sacrifice that someone like Jesus made. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. This is not about Jesus at all. This is about us, people in general, people who reproach. Do something you didn't ask, but then they bring it up. Or sometimes it's they do something, offer it as a favor, nothing expected in return, but then something else happens and they bring it up when it's not relevant. That's toxic and manipulative. Do you guys agree or do you guys disagree? Have you been in that position? Have you done that to someone? Has anyone done that to you? And how do you handle it? Personally, I haven't had any particular recent experiences with that. It's just something that, again, I was just kind of like reflecting on my day in general. And yes, I have experienced that type of thing before, but I'm not saying that's something that happened today or this week reminded me of it. This is just, I happened to be looking at my notes and I saw that I wrote that down, and then it connected with me in a specific way. And I thought, you know what? Let me put this out there. Let me put this story out there. I have talked about people reproaching before, but I'm not sure what I call that video. Maybe I did use the word reproach on it. Maybe, maybe not. But anyways, how does that make you guys feel? Because for me, that is a sure way to kill my trust toward you. So don't do that. Don't be a clown.